gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Aerosol, good morning, friends, and welcome to the Shiro Coffee Chat where coffee meets conversation. We were about to do that again, huh? I'm your host, Melissa Farmer Hill. I am a Army combat veteran and I am the founder of Shiro Coffee Club, where our mission is to keep the world caffeinated and women veterans celebrated. I want to thank you for joining us today. If my throat sounds a little froggy, that's because I was in the bed all day. I had a great time at the MIC in Atlanta. That's the Military Influencers Conference. And now I'm paying the piper, right? But yeah, it was such a great time. But I just, again, want to thank you for joining us today. And as always, we'll take a spin around the Shiro resource table. We've got your chat, your tip, and your guest of the week all coming up right after this. All right, you guys, we know at Shiro Coffee Chat that life is a journey, right? And it's not always easy. And that's why we have to keep our heads on a swivel. Yes, I do mean a swivel, especially with today's guest. You'll find out why we have to keep our heads on a swivel when it comes to helping our veterans and their families. With over 16 million veterans out there, not one of us has all the answer, but together, collectively, we can find and share solution. And that's what the Shiro resource table is all about. It's about sharing information, resources, and program for our veteran communities, because when one of us wins, we all win. Yes, we all win. And today I want to give you a reminder of September 30th. Mark your calendar. September 30th is the final day to use your DS log on. So if you're going into the VA systems, you're using your DS logons, you're gonna have to change, because your DS logon will no longer be available to access the VA systems with the DS logon. So to avoid losing access to your benefits and services, make sure you go to va.gov and update your login to either id.me or login.gov. All right. Go ahead and put that slide up there, Andre, please. Yes, I want you to make sure you switch, because September 30th is the last day, you guys, that you can switch from DS Logon to login.gov or ID me. This is very important. When I say very important, because you don't want to lose your access. And so, like, for instance, I went to switch mine on, I think it was Friday, but it's so crazy because I just got my real ID. So I'm waiting for my ID, my new driver's license to come in. So I've got this temporary one, but I use my passport. So I'm still waiting. So I've got to contact them on Monday to find out what's going on. So the earlier, the better. I know we're at crunch time now, but I just wanted to send you a reminder that September 30th is the last day. So do it to ensure that you will not be able so you can continue to use you can sign in without interruption. And that's all I wanted to let you know. September 30th. All right, we're gonna that wraps up our Shiro resource table. We're gonna move right into our chat of the week. And this is oh my goodness. All right, let's get into it. So the Pentagon just shut down Dokowitz. And if you don't know what DACAWITS stands for, DACAWITS is a Defense Advisory Committee on Women in Services. Now, for decades, that group gave women in uniform a direct line to raise issues that matter: better uniforms, maternity policies, retention, even how women fit into combat and the combat roles that we do now have. And so now, people are really split on whether this was the right move. So on one side, you have supporters saying, well, Dockowitz, they've drifted into the political side of things instead of focusing on women's readiness, which that's what they're supposed to do. They argue that, we don't need another committee when there's already other ways for women to be heard, like your chain of command, like the inspector general, the IG, equal opportunity offices, command climate surveys, and, some newer advisory groups. So the thinking is cutting Dockowitz will streamline the process and keep the attention focused on combat readiness and not the political side of things. Now, on the other side, let me just take a sip. On the other side, um, some say that Dockowitz, it was unique. It carried weight, it carried history, accountability, and without it, the issues that affect women will get lost in the shuffle. And then symbolically, it definitely can feel like, like you're closing the door on women's voices, especially with everything that's going on with women in the military and in government. So my take, to me, this is my personal opinion. It's really not just about whether that specific committee exists or not. It's about what replaces it, because we get new things all the time. Now, if one door closes, if you close one door, then there needs to be a well-lit hallway that leads me to another door or another avenue, so I can that's easy to find. I want it to be, and to be actually listened to. Now, I'm not saying that IG and those different avenues don't work, but this was a direct line to take care of one thing: women's issues. And if you're not leading me to a pathway to that, then it is, in my opinion, a step backward. So here's what I want to ask you guys. Do you think that shutting down Dockowitz sharpens the military focus on readiness, or does it take away a trusted voice for women who serve? Where do you think the energy should go now, just to make sure that women can still be heard? Dockowitz is not the only program that we have, but I'm looking for that clear pathway that takes care of women's issues. And I know as we start, as things change, we just want to make sure that some things are definitely being taken care of. All right. So we're going to move right into, because that's enough fodder for debate. So just tell me what you think. But we're going to move in, because I'm trying to get to my guest of the week, my favorite part of the show. We're going to move right into our tip of the week, right? So this is about well-being. Now, one one thing one thing about self-care is that sometimes you don't see some things as self-care, right? But it is. And what I'm talking to you about today is the digital space, because clutter isn't just in our closets. It's in our inbox too. When I came home, I just happened to look through my inbox and saw that I had like 4,000 unread messages, or 4,000 messages that I had not paid attention to, right? And the truth is that every single one of those emails is basically a decision that I haven't made. So that's how clutter happens. It's a decision you hadn't made. The reason why your clothes stack up is because you haven't decided to remove the clothes, or at the time you take your clothes off, you don't put them where they belong. So the emails do the same thing. So this week's tip is digital declutter. All right? Digital declutter. And here's what I want you to do. I want you to take 20 minutes to do one small thing. Go through your inbox, unsubscribe from those emails that you don't read, turn off notifications that don't matter, or clean off your desktop. Sometimes in the when I'm working, my desktop can get super messy, and if I don't go back and delete those things or file them appropriately, it could look like a hot mess. And I know I'm not the only one, right? I know some of you have had that same issue. So this week I want you to digitally declutter. It doesn't have to be a big project, but even just a little bit of digital spring cleaning, can make you feel a lot lighter, cleaner, and definitely more in control. So digital declutter, 20 minutes. That's all I want you to do. All right. And now I'm going to because I know you hear it in my throat, but the hot Shiro coffee, this is dark roast, hitting my throat feels so good. Just black, just black, just black, because it feels better. And now for my favorite part of the show. Today, we have Dana Lyons. She is the Vice President of National Sales and Strategic Growth for Wigs Plus Vets. Wigs Plus Vets is a pioneering medical wig service company that specializes in serving women veterans experiencing hair loss due to medical conditions or treatments. Founded with the mission of restoring confidence and dignity to those who served. Wigs Plus has revolutionized wig services by meeting veterans directly. Listen to this, directly at their VA medical appointments, eliminating barriers to care, working with over 31 VA hospitals across the county, including Houston, Chicago, Atlanta, Phoenix, Birmingham. Wigs Plus provides completely free. Our veterans love free 99, completely free professional wig services as part of veterans' existing VA benefits. The company's unique point of care approach allows veterans to receive immediate referrals during their regular medical visits, with professional wig fitting and installation completed within days, not weeks, you guys, within days. What sets Wig Plus apart is their deep understanding that hair loss from the chemotherapy or medications or autoimmune conditions or other medical causes affect more than appearance, right? It impacts identity, confidence, and quality of life. Their comprehensive services include everything from insurance processing to professional styling, ensuring every veteran receives expert care without any out of pocket costs. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Dana Lyons.
Hi, Melissa. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you
Can you hear
perfectly.
me?
Yes, absolutely,
I
Dana.
can't hear you. Oh,
You can't
no.
hear me?
Yeah, I cannot hear her. Mm-mm.
We can hear you.
I can't hear you.
I am not
For
sure.
some reason, I can't hear you.
Did you try turning your volume up? We just did a
Can
test.
you hear me?
I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yes.
You can?
Everyone hears you. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. I'm having an issue because I can't hear you. So I don't know what exactly you're saying. Oh,
Tr-
no.
tr- Try turning up your
Click to unmute.
volume.
You say you can hear me, but I cannot hear you. That is so messed up. Mm-mm.
Especially we just
Can't
did a
hear
test.
it. Listen, off stage. I cannot hear you. I cannot hear you, Melissa. I am so sorry. I guess maybe I should just start talking. I don't know. I
Okay,
can hear you.
okay.
I said
Andre,
I
can you
can't
tap
hear. I
into her?
cannot hear you.
Can you are
Mm-mm.
you able to
Thank you. I think you have me muted. I can't hear
No, you're not
you.
muted.
Click to.
Unmute.
Sorry.
See you guys,
Yeah,
even
let me
that's
try
how it
that
works
because I can't hear
sometimes.
her, but she can hear me. Let me go all the way out and come.
Okay, I think she's gonna go out and go back in, but I just want to tell you while we're working through those kinks, we just had a test. We just did a test run and it was absolutely fine. But I just want to talk about this service being an underutilized benefit, and I want Dana to tell you guys all about this service.
Oh,
And
shut
a
up.
lot of times there is a lack of awareness of our VA benefits. And so that's why we wanted to bring Dana on, especially in the month of September, because the month of September is Alopecia Awareness Month. So we had a couple of questions for her that we want to ask.
Yes,
Can you hear us?
I can definitely hear you now. You all, can you?
Awesome. This is awesome. So Dana,
Okay.
I was just talking about
Yes,
how we have underutilized benefits and there's a lack of
yes,
awareness of this program.
yes.
But I want to just really get into it. I want to say thank you for joining us,
Thank
especially this
you.
month in Alopecia
Yes,
Awareness Month. Please forgive my voice. I hear it cracking. But let's
it's
talk
okay.
about what is Wigs Plus Vets? What do you guys do, and how can we access the service?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, thank you so much, Melissa, for having me on. I would not let the enemy get the glory for that technical difficulty. So, thank you so very much. Basically, what our company is all about is we are all about assisting female veterans with hair loss. It could be due to any condition, not just cancer. It could be alopecia areata. It could actually be medications that they're taking. It could be a number of things that's causing their hair loss. And we just want to actually help them to restore their crown and glory through having their hair restored. Because when women experience hair loss, it impacts them in a lot of different ways. And so, what our company is trying to do is just restore female veterans through our program and through the program that the VA has set up for them to actually feel better about their hair loss and restore them from the inside out.
So can you this is so unique because I hadn't heard of it until I
Yes,
actually met you. I didn't
right.
know that it was a free service. I didn't know.
Yes,
Hey,
totally free.
Aretha, that's my VFW commander. She says, I wish I
Yes.
had known when I was going through
Hey, I
chemo
met
and
her.
rapid hair loss. And
Yes,
Aretha, that is exactly why we're here to talk
yes,
about this because this is a benefit that's being underutilized. And you know,
yes,
if you don't use it, you lose it. And
right,
alopecia is really big, especially I was sharing my story about this area right here and how the
right,
burn had kind of taken it out. And then once I stopped using relaxers, it had grown back in.
right.
It's not as thick as this hair, but
Yes,
it still grew back in. But
absolutely.
people suffer. So many women silently suffer.
Yes, absolutely. A lot of veterans. We have a very large number of veterans, even in Atlanta. Just to give an example, we have over 800 female veterans that really could utilize the service. And we are basically serving maybe about 10, 15 a month. And that's when we really realized that the benefit was just the veterans didn't know about it because if they did, they would be utilizing it. So that's when we really started our really point of care contact with the veteran, basically meeting the veterans where they are. So basically, what we do to cut out a lot of the red tape for the veteran, we meet them at their appointments, particularly their dermatology appointment, their women's appointment, primary care. Also, their oncology appointments. In addition, we have a huge mental health care portion of our business that actually helps those ladies that are suffering from hair loss that's caused from mental. I actually was in college, I was experiencing trichotillomania, and that's basically where you're actually pulling out your own hair. And that's, I know that sounds totally crazy, but it can go all the way to pulling out your eyebrows and things like that. So we actually help ladies with a number of conditions that are creating their hair loss. It could be coming from medications that they're taking, lupus. A lot of our veterans think that if you don't have cancer, then you don't qualify. And that's one of the biggest myths that are out there. That's what we are attempting to dispel. Hair loss can be as a result of a number of different things. And so that's what we're really trying to get out there so that all the veterans will know. Don't disqualify yourself. You couldn't be more wrong if you think that if you don't have if you don't have cancer and that's the reason why you're experiencing hair loss, then you don't qualify. Most important thing I want everybody to understand is if you are a veteran and you are actually enrolled in the VA and receiving care and you are experiencing hair loss, you automatically qualify. Some people even think, I've heard talk to some veterans that say, hey, I was wearing weaves, so actually it came out, and so now there's nothing that can be done. When they don't actually realize that their hair loss could have actually came from high blood pressure medication that they might be on, medicine that they're taking for their diabetes. So it doesn't necessarily have to be what they have been doing to their hair themselves. So we just want to bring that awareness out there and just let the ladies know that, hey, find out, let us help you. We can walk you through that. Visit our website. We can actually give you a consultation, which is free. We actually provide all of the services for the cranial prosthesis, the wig, to be serviced for free. There is no out of pocket expense for the veteran. We even take it to the next level. And if we service them and they have any issues with their cranial prosthesis, meaning they want to have it washed or anything like that, we are available and we take care of that for them because we want them to be feeling good from the inside out. That's the most important thing. Raising awareness is one of our biggest issues. That's why we are so happy to be partnering with organizations like Shiro because it gives us an opportunity to focus on the female veteran. And as you know, in the VA system, female veterans are a little pushed to the side. I don't have to remind you of that. So we want to focus on this because a woman's glory kind of starts with her crown. And so when that's compromised, everything inside is compromised. The way she feels about herself, everything. So we just want to take this opportunity to thank you for giving us the opportunity to talk about this. This is an underutilized benefit, and we really want that to change. We don't want it to go away because there are some women that absolutely need this service.
So I want to. It's so much I want to cover here. It's so little,
Yes.
but I want to. What two things that I kind of circled. I kind of wrote down right here. The emotional impact.
Yes.
So what you're so we all it's devastating when a woman loses her hair. It's
Yes.
devastating. We don't
Yes.
have to play games about that unless
Right.
she chooses to go bald or chooses to
Yes.
like
That's
a
right.
GI Jane or something. But let's talk about that emotional impact. And it sounds like you guys have something like maybe a meetup group or something to help
Absolutely.
them through that process.
Yes, well, first of all, we meet our veterans where they are at. So, one of the unique elements to our services, some veterans, because of what they're experiencing on the medical side, that is debilitating them, they are in their homes. So, we actually go to their homes to actually make them feel better right then and
Oh
there
wow.
so that they feel empowered right then and there. It's really a beautiful experience. So, we meet them first and foremost where they are. The second thing that we do is we actually come underneath them and support them by becoming members and also supporting organizations like yours that is important to them so that we can share resources and say, hey, you need to start getting out now that you look better. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those kind of situations where it runs really, really kind of deep. We are in the process of educating through the women's clinic, which is where we originally met you, Melissa, at the
Mhm.
stand down for what the women's clinic, to make them aware that, hey, nurses, doctors, everybody needs to be involved in recognizing the symptoms that are really plaguing a female veteran that come from hair loss. So, like, we're educating nurses, educating doctors on putting in the consult, letting them know that the benefit actually exists, because some of the hospital staff are not aware that this benefit exists, so that when they see female veterans suffering, that they can actually recommend. A lot of female veterans are purchasing their own beauty supply wigs, synthetic wigs. They know it's not customized necessarily to them, so they're not really feeling very confident about it. One of the things that we've done is we've shortened the process of care so that they don't have to have an extended wait time. So by us being at the appointment with them, helping them to get the consult in, they're actually able to get service within 3 to 5 days of us actually receiving the consult. We're actually able to get out there, give them a full consultation, sometimes actually service them on the spot. We also have service centers in all of our major cities that we have, so that it makes it easier for us to provide that service side of the and care for the veteran. So we're excited about our Chicago location. We're excited. Yeah, Chicago. Come on, ladies. We need y'all
That's
to come
right.
on out there. Come on out. So we're excited about everything that we're doing, Melissa.
I want to just send this out to all women veterans who are suffering from hair loss. Come on, you guys. This is a
Yes.
free benefit. A
Yes.
free benefit to you. A
Yes.
custom made wig to your face, to your style, to your
Absolutely.
liking.
Yes.
And now what I want to know is, how do we get started?
Yes, basically how you get started. So from two different spaces. For the veteran, all you have to do is, obviously, you can go to our website. You can push the button to start a consultation right there. We will tell you step by step of what to do. If you are not registered with the VA, that's the first step you need to do. Get registered with the VA so that you can start taking advantage of these benefits. You have to be serviced in the VA in order to take advantage of it. Be registered. From us as organizations like yours, Melissa, we can really get the word out through a newsletter, possibly us putting together a newsletter. The Cancer Month is coming up next month, and we can basically put out a newsletter to say, hey, ladies, we know this is Cancer Month, but did you know that this benefit exists even if you didn't have cancer? Utilizing a newsletter to get it out to all of the female veterans, organizations associated with them. That's where we need your help in doing that, is letting all of your constituents, all of your members, all the listeners on the podcast know that this is exactly how they get involved. It's not a difficult process. When we're out at events, we actually gather their information, call them, and tell them, listen, we will walk you through this process. So it's an amazing, short, simplified process. A lot of them feel like their confidence is at risk. We want to restore that. Give us a call. We are excited to serve you. We thank you for your service, and we want to do everything we can to restore your glory through your crown.
All right, all right.
Yes,
So ladies, again, you see the information running through the ticket.
yes,
There's a number, there is a website. Talk to your primary care
yes,
provider at the VA. We don't use it, we lose it. And I just talked to
yes,
you earlier today about Dockowitz, all right? They are coming for us.
yes,
They are coming for us. They're trying to streamline everything.
yes, yes,
Keep. And this is something that we definitely want to keep. Dana, I just want to let you know that we will run definitely. We have a sip and scoop newsletter that comes out every
okay,
Tuesday. Make sure
great,
we'll do something with you on that to make sure we run Wigs Plus through the month of October on our newsletter. So it will run every week in the month of October. I'm
great,
glad you were able to come on,
yes,
especially during Alopecia Awareness Month.
yes,
If we don't use it, we lose it. And if you know someone, of a woman veteran who's going through this loss, hair loss, or anything like
yes,
that, make sure you contact Dana's office. Make sure you go to the website. And remember, what I love about it is it doesn't take months.
no,
The process has been streamlined. They've done all the work for you. All you have to do is step into it. All right, I see Andre saying, "Hey, it's time to go. The time is up." Dana, I cannot thank you enough
thank you,
for coming on to talk about this wonderful benefit, to just bring awareness of this benefit, because it is being underutilized. And
yes,
ladies, we have to use our benefits, otherwise we'll lose our benefits. So
absolutely,
As always, keep your heart strong and your coffee, Shiro. I will see you next week. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.